Is that everybody? I don't see any more hands up. Let's hear it for our volunteers. And what's your name?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Lindsay, you're not wearing a name tag.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. You don't have to. It's just, I don't have to ask these guys. Why don't you look right here? Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Another nice deep breath in. And this time as you exhale, close your eyes and just sleep, relaxing deeper and deeper. Just remembering that relaxed feeling you had out in the audience. Just continue going deeper and deeper relaxed with every word I say. And your name? Corey. Corey. Nice to meet you, Corey. Look right here. Nice deep breath in. Another nice deep breath in. Blink for me. And sleep, Corey, relaxing deeper and deeper, relax. Just keep going deeper and deeper with every word I say. What's your name?
Rich.
Rich, you're not wearing a name tag either. I'll get back to you in a second. Another Corey. Nice deep breath in, Corey. Corey's halfway there already. Another nice deep breath in. Sleep all the way down, resting, relaxing deeper and deeper. Susan, I want you to just look right here at my hand. I want you to just focus on the palm of my hand. And notice as my hand comes closer, your eyes get more and more tired, beginning to water, feeling the need to blink again. Every time you blink, it's just that feeling of relaxation, hypnosis setting in. I touch you on the forehead, just close your eyes and sleep all the way down right where you are. Deeper and deeper relaxed. And Dennis, nice to meet you. Thank you for volunteering. Right here, deep breath in and exhale. Another nice deep breath in. Sleep, relaxing deeper and deeper right where you are. Rich, was it?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to just focus on that exit sign right there. Don't take your eyes off that exit sign. Just continue to focus and concentrate on that exit sign. Everyone up on stage, I want you to just listen to me. Follow my instructions perfectly, and I promise if you do, you'll be more relaxed than you have been in your entire life. You guys are doing perfect. Just continue going deeper and deeper with every word I say. I'm just going to talk to the audience for just a minute. As I do, just continue resting, relaxing, going deeper and deeper. So the reason I chose these volunteers, keep this in mind through the rest of this presentation. Change the pictures in your mind, you change your behavior, and you change your performance. As I said, I cherry-picked these guys. They're at the top of that bell curve. That's why they're up here. You're all capable of everything you see today. These guys just happen to be really, really good at it. They're at that top 2 to 3%. So I asked them, imagine balloons lifting and rising, buckets pulling down. And you guys all had your eyes closed, but I saw this from just about everyone up here, including the people that decided not to volunteer. They were all great. They would have all made great volunteers. So they changed that picture. The picture in your mind determines your behavior, determines your performance. So I asked them to picture being loose, limp, and relaxed, and I get loose, limp, and relaxed. So again, change the pictures in your mind, change your behavior, change your performance. So the opposite of loose, limp, and relaxed would be stiff and rigid. All my volunteers, I'm going to come by in just a moment. I'm going to touch you on the shoulder. When I do, I want you to imagine that arm becoming stiff and rigid, just like a steel bar, locking at the shoulder, locking at the elbow, locking at the wrist, stiff and rigid. No matter how hard I try to push it down, I can't push it down. It gets stiffer and stiffer, more and more rigid. Perfect. So I'm getting stiff and rigid like a steel bar, locking at the shoulder, locking at the elbow, locking at the wrist, stiff and rigid. No matter how hard I try to push it down, I can't push it down. You can't bend that arm. Getting stiff and rigid, just like a steel bar, locking at the shoulder, locking at the elbow, locking at the wrist, stiff and rigid like a steel bar. Perfect. Stiff and rigid like a steel bar, locking at the shoulder, locking at the elbow, locking at the wrist, stiff and rigid like a steel bar. Stiff and rigid like a steel bar. No matter how hard I try to push down, I cannot push it down. Stiff and rigid like a steel bar, locking at the shoulder, locking at the wrist, locking at the elbow. No matter how hard I try, I can't bend that steel bar. Stiff and rigid, just like a steel bar. Stiffer and stiffer, just like a steel bar. Locking down tighter and tighter and tighter. Perfect. Can I have you volunteer? Come on up. I just want you to test them, make sure I'm not overselling what you're seeing here. Just see how stiff and rigid that arm is. It's pretty good. Don't break his arm. Just But the girls, too, you push down. A lot of times I'm surprised, and I don't know why, the women are sometimes stronger than the men. Get stiff and rigid, just like a steel bar. And yet, every other part of their body, don't leave yet, every other part of their body is still loose, limp, and relaxed, just like a rubber band. The only thing they're focused on is that steel bar. Everything else, completely relaxed. Now, demonstrate what they're doing right now. Go ahead and show everybody what it takes to do that. Okay? Notice he set his feet first, got himself locked up. This arm, I can tell you right now, is stiff and rigid, just like this one. Okay, go ahead and have a seat. Give him a round of applause. I could keep them here for hours doing this and they wouldn't get tired. Go back to your room tonight and try to do this for 5 minutes. You're going to be cramped up, it's going to be sore, because what's really going on is the picture in their mind. The picture in their mind tells them that that arm is a steel bar, stiff and rigid, just like a steel bar. So again, the pictures in your mind, the stories you tell around those pictures are what shape your behavior. So if you're an employee and you think of yourself as an average employee, I guarantee you, you only will ever be an average employee. If you think of yourself as management, upper management, create those pictures in your mind, you'll see how far you go in life. I spent 20 years in corporate life. I had hit a point 10 years into my career where I assumed this is as far as I'm going to go, and I was right. That's as far as I went until I quit. You believe what you tell yourself. I always tell people, be careful what you tell yourself because you'll believe it. And it's true. Now, this also demonstrates incredible focus. Again, every other part, loose, limp, and relaxed. All they're focused on is that. And that's great. If you want to achieve your goals, if you want to create change in your life, you have to stay focused. But you can't do this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're going to burn yourself out. So it's also important to know that at the end of the day, everyone needs to take a deep breath in and just sleep, relax, and let it go. Relax and let it go. Relax and let it go. Perfect. So let's give our volunteers a big round of applause. These guys are going to be great. All my volunteers, starting right now. My words are your thoughts. These thoughts are your total reality. You believe what I say you believe. You know what I say you know. See what I say you can see. Hear what I say you can hear. My thoughts are your reality. Nod your heads if you accept and understand. Also, whenever I say the word sleep or sleep now, you instantly and automatically return to this very pleasant state, growing loose, limp, and relaxed immediately, dropping back into this very pleasant state. Nod your heads if you understand. Perfect. So let's talk about emotions. Would you agree that your emotions play an important role in your business performance? That a person who believes in themselves, believes in their products and services is going to be far more successful than someone who has fear of failure, fear of rejection, and doesn't believe in their product or service. That makes sense. The amazing thing about visualization, and as I said, visualization is hypnosis, is you can tap into your emotions, which means you can turn some emotions down and turn others up. And I can demonstrate this in a lot of different ways, and I'm obviously going to do it in a humorous way. And there's a message that goes along with this. And I'll give you the message on the other side. Check this out. Everyone up on stage, you realize this next thing to be true. When I tap you on the shoulder, you're going to believe you just heard the funniest joke in the world. And no matter how hard you try to laugh, you're going to start laughing funnier and funnier. And that joke gets 10 times funnier, starting to laugh out loud. No matter how hard you try to stop yourself from laughing, you just continue laughing louder and louder and louder, getting 10 times funnier. And there's the punchline. This is the funniest joke you have ever heard in your entire life. I tap you on the shoulder. It's now 100 times funnier. You cannot stop yourself from laughing. You just keep laughing harder and harder and harder. No matter how hard you try to stop laughing, you just keep laughing harder and harder and harder. That's right, this is the funniest joke in the world. Some people have better senses of humor than others. You guys find this amazing that they can turn it on like that without even hearing a joke. They created that picture in their mind, and it created this response. I find this even funnier. Laughing harder and harder and harder. You cannot stop laughing until I say, sleep all the way down. That they can shut it off that easy. That amazes me. So the message that goes with this, if you're the type of person who you feel you deserve a raise or a promotion, but you get nervous going in to talk to your boss, like, oh, I don't think I can do it. I'll get the raise when he thinks I deserve it. Or if you're the type of person who gets asked to do a presentation and you get nervous being up in front of people, you can actually tap into your subconscious mind, turn those emotions down, eliminate those negative emotions, and amp up calm, cool confidence. Back when I was doing project management, I had no dreams of ever being a public speaker until I got into hypnosis. And then I realized my very first time on stage, I had terrible stage fright. I started sweating. I was ready to just smell toast, fake a stroke, and get out of there. There was no way I was gonna get through it. But I got through it. and I constantly used visualization. I had a mentor when I was getting into stage hypnosis. The guy was amazing. I just visualized what he is like, his calm, cool confidence up on stage. I would step into that image and I would check out everything about him. His smile on his face, the confidence he wore, the way he held himself. And then I would step into his body in this image. And I would see what he sees, hear what he hears, feel what he feels. And I eventually reprogrammed my subconscious mind to eliminate that negative feeling of nervousness, scared, flop sweats all went away. And now I can stand up in front of you fine folks and do presentations without sweating too much. And these guys can do the same thing. You change the pictures in your mind and you change your behavior. 2 years ago, I had to have brain surgery. So let's back up a second. The same thing is true when you're dealing with change. We heard about change earlier and how rough change is. Most often than not, resistance to change is based in fear. Whether it's the fear of unknown, fear of failure, or just a general feeling of, I don't like this isn't how we've always done business. You tap into your subconscious mind, tap into these emotions, and you can eliminate those negative emotions. 2 years ago, I had to have brain surgery, and I was terrified going into this. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was going to happen during the surgery. I didn't know what it was going to be like afterwards. And I also had this fear of catheters. I didn't want to be intubated. I didn't want to have a catheter. I didn't want tubes in my body at all. So I took this idea as a hypnotist of visualization to its very limits. I found a video on YouTube, believe it or not, of the exact surgery I was going to have. And I watched it over and over and over. It made me a little nervous the first few times because I actually saw them drilling into the skull, watched them cutting into the brain, moving parts around, doing what they had to do, sewing the person back up. But at the end of it, I knew exactly what to expect. There were no unknowns for me. So that was taken care of. So I go in to meet with my neurosurgeon. And he says, would you like me to explain this surgery to you? And I said, absolutely not. I know exactly what to expect. And he just kind of chuckled and said, okay, why don't you tell me what you think is going to happen? I said, all right, you're going to bring me in, you're going to knock me out, put me in a halo, strap me to the bed, take a Black & Decker to the back of my head, drill a hole in my skull, you're going to move my brain around, put a little Teflon pillow in between the nerves that are affected, sew me up and send me home. He kind of chuckled and said, all right, that's rather crude and basic, but I think you get the idea. He says, do you have any other concerns, any fears, anything you want to talk about? I said, yeah. I've got this terrible fear of tubes. I don't want to be intubated because I'm afraid I'm going to wake up in the middle of surgery with this tube down my throat and I'm going to freak out. And I also don't want to have a catheter, mainly because I just don't want anything shoved up there. And he said, okay, well then don't worry about it. And I was like, oh, great. So we don't have to do that. And he goes, no. We still have to do it. You just don't have any control over it. So why are you wasting your time worried about it? And he was right. I knew in that moment everything was going to be okay. I had eliminated the unknowns. I had accepted the fact that there's things I don't have any control over. And I just knew in that moment that I was going to come out the other side okay. And I'm not going to stand up here and tell you that the recovery didn't suck because it sucked a lot. I basically had to learn how to rewalk. I was shuffling around. I had 6 weeks of splitting headaches. But I knew in that moment everything was going to be fine. And I knew having that proper mindset made the surgery so successful. I knew coming out that everything was going to be fine. And I kept waiting. On the day of the surgery, I was still waiting to get scared again. I remember laying there after they gave me the cocktail of the feel-good drugs. I remember laying there going, all right, okay, here we go, getting close, time to be scared. And the last thing I remember is they hand me the hairnet and I wheel away and I black out. Never got scared. In fact, I woke up in the recovery room, my wife was there, my parents were there, and I start cracking jokes. My gown had slid down, all these people are standing there looking at me, and I said, if I'd known you were all coming, I would have done some push-ups or something. So having the proper mindset when you're dealing with change, especially something that traumatic, makes a huge difference. I guarantee you that if I hadn't had that mindset, if I hadn't answered those unknowns, I would have been terrified going into the surgery. My recovery would have been 10 times worse than it was. So for you, when you're dealing with change, the best advice I can give you is find the answers to your questions. Don't let there be any unknowns. I do tons of presentations, and every place I go, I always hear at least once, if anybody's got any questions, pick up the phone and call me. I don't know how many people ever do that, but you should do it. Don't let there be unknowns. Eliminate that fear right off the bat. And as far as this fear of, I don't like this isn't how we've always done business, you gotta let it go. Sometimes in life there are things you can't control. And as soon as you learn to let go of the things you can't control and take control of the things you can, the sooner you can embrace this change, you can eliminate your stress, and you can move forward successfully. So I'd like to take this idea of emotions just a little bit further. You've all heard the phrase, never let them see you sweat. A lot of people think, well, I can't control that. You'd be very surprised to know that using hypnosis, visualization, you can actually control your body temperature. Let me show you what I mean. Everyone up on stage, you realize this next thing to be true. You are now sitting on a gorgeous beach. Maybe it's a beach you've always wanted to go to, maybe it's a beach you've been to before, but it is a beautiful sunny day. It's 85 degrees, the sun is shining down, and you just feel great. On the count of 3, you're going to sit up straight in your chairs, eyes tightly closed. You're going to kick your feet out. You're going to kick back and enjoy that sun coming down on you. It's now 90 degrees, and it's going to continue getting warmer and warmer and warmer. Count of 3, sitting up straight in your chairs, kicking back, eyes closed. 1, 2, and 3. It's now 95, 96, 97 degrees, getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Go ahead and fan yourselves off. It's now 99, 100, 101 degrees. It's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. It is getting ungodly hot. It's 105, 106, 107 degrees. It's getting so hot. Fan each other off. Help each other out. It's 115, 116, 117 degrees. I just moved to Arizona this year. It was 125 this summer. It's now 130 degrees. It's hotter here than it was in Arizona in July. It's 135, 136 degrees. It's getting unbearably hot. It is getting so hot. 140 degrees. My God, you're going to combust if we're not careful. So like I said, you change the pictures in your mind, you change your behavior. They believe they're on a beach right now, and it's 140 degrees, and they are dying up here. Not literally. They're just really, really, really hot. But you may be thinking, well, that's easy. They're up in front of people. They've got lights. Maybe they're just naturally hot. Well, check this out. Everyone up on stage, you realize this next thing to be true. Look off on the horizon. Notice those storm clouds moving in. They're going to ruin your day. Now, here they come. They're starting to move in. That temperature is now dropping down to 90 degrees. That was a big drop. Down to 85, down to 80, 75. Starting to rain a little bit on you. It's now getting a little rainier. It's down to 65, 60, 55 degrees, 45, 40 degrees. It's getting so cold. It's down to 30 degrees. Huddle up. Do what you got to do to stay warm. It's down to 20 degrees, down to 15, 10, 9, 8, 7 degrees. Getting so cold. Shivering so much. Negative 10, negative 15, negative 20 degrees, negative 30 degrees. It's getting so cold. As you all take a deep breath in and sleep all the way down. Temperature returning to normal, feeling comfortable and relaxed. Perfect. So again, when it got hot, some of you up front might have seen capillaries opened up, their face got a little flush. When they thought it was cold, they started shivering, they believed that it was cold. Change the pictures in your mind, change your behavior, you change your performance. Can't stress that enough. All I'm doing is creating different pictures in their mind, and they're making a physical reaction out of it. So what do we got? We got a few more minutes. Okay. Let's go with this guy. Person I'm touching right now, you realize this next thing to be true. You realize you just spent a week in the desert without water, and you're thirstier than you've ever been in your entire life. You just need a drink of water. It's like you got sand in your mouth, got cotton in your mouth, and you're getting thirstier and thirstier and thirstier. You're going to open your eyes in just a minute, and you're going to ask me for a bottle of water, and that's not a problem. I've got water for you. The problem is, no matter how hard you try, you will not be able to open that bottle. It's like you got the strength of a newborn baby. You just need that drink of water, but no matter how hard you try, you cannot open that bottle. Nod your head if you understand. Perfect. Everyone up on stage on the count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Eyes open. Welcome back. Welcome back. Corey, you're looking hot. You all right? Yeah. You need a drink?
Yes, sir.
All right, 1 second. I think I asked for some water up here. I'm going to get a drink myself, too, if you don't mind. Oh, that water's good. That's good water. There you go. And Corey is very thirsty. He's getting thirstier and thirstier and thirstier. Oh, he's so thirsty, but he's got that strength of a newborn baby. He's getting thirstier and thirstier and thirstier. No matter how hard he tries, that water bottle will not open, trust me. And I promise you, I did not glue that cap down. It came right out of the lobby area. What this demonstrates is those self-limiting beliefs again. Remember the turning demonstration? And that surprises me. I'm going to get to that in just a second. But we have these self-limiting beliefs. We believe the pictures in our head, and we believe the stories we tell around these pictures. And he believes, honestly, he's a big guy. He could open that bottle any other time. Right now, he believes he can't. No matter how hard you try, you can't open it, can you? And see, now that I look at his name badge, I shouldn't be surprised. 9 times out of 10 when I do this demonstration, I'll have a guy, big as Corey, can't open the bottle, sitting there with 3, 4, 5 other people, and they refuse to ask for any help. We got all these people up there, vice president on his name badge, so obviously this guy knows how to ask for help because it helped him get to where he is right now. But as human beings, we seem to have this crazy idea that we need to do everything on our own, that it shows a sign of weakness if you ask for help. In my mind, it shows a sign of intelligence if you realize your limitations and you're asking someone to help you break through those limitations. Now, Corey's really thirsty. You can go ahead and help him, Rich. See how easy that was? Yeah. His hand is all cramped up. Go ahead and have that drink.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Is that good?
Very good.
All right. Have you had enough? Okay. I just don't want you to spill it. As I have everybody take a nice deep breath in and sleep all the way down. Do you guys have any questions about what you've seen so far, about hypnosis, about goal setting, about challenging yourself, anything at all? Turn it over to you guys for just a minute. No? All right. You guys continue resting, relaxing, going deeper and deeper. Then what I'd like to do, since I have a couple extra minutes, is I'd like to share another technique with you. We're talking about disruption, leveraging disruption, embracing change. I don't think anybody would argue with me that in today's day and age, we're constantly distracted. We got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, 24-hour news. We're constantly having our attention pulled in 100 different directions all at once. And it's hard to remain focused sometimes. And when you're dealing with disruption, when you're dealing with change, when you're trying to set goals, all of these things require focus, like we demonstrated in the beginning with the stiff arm. You got to stay focused on the task at hand. So if you find yourself having trouble with that, or if you're not even sure how distracted you are, here's a cute little technique. Take out your cell phone again and program it. Every phone has a clock, and every clock has a timer setting. Set it to go off every 15 minutes. If you don't like the timer going off when you're at home, find Post-it notes, and on those Post-it notes write, what am I thinking right now? Post them up all over the house. When that alarm goes off, when you walk into that room and see that Post-it, stop and ask yourself, what am I thinking right now? And a lot of you will be surprised at how often you're thinking about what you could have done, what you should have done, what you might do, what you're going to do, instead of focusing on the task at hand. And if you start using this technique and you do it, again, they say on average, and again, it's an average, 21 days to form a new habit. Sometimes it takes a full month, sometimes it'll take a couple months. But this is something pretty simple. You start doing this, after 21 days, you soon realize that you can reprogram your subconscious mind so that instead of being distracted, you're pulling your attention and you're staying focused and you're staying centered on the task at hand. By staying focused and staying centered, you're going to become more productive because you're worrying and you're focusing on the things that matter, not on all these other things about what you could have done, should have done, would have done. So again, just set that timer to go off every 15 minutes. Put Post-it notes up and ask yourself. And I'm sure you're going to be surprised that you weren't really thinking about what you thought you were thinking. You're going to realize that your mind is on other things that don't really need your attention. Learn to stay focused and you become far more productive. Let's see. Give you one more demonstration. Person I'm touching right now, just continue resting, relaxing deeper and deeper. I just want to take this shoe right here. Just go ahead and give me your shoe. I'm just going to take it off. Just continue resting, relaxing deeper and deeper. That's right. Perfect, and just relax. And I want you to just take this shoe right here. Go ahead and grab it, hold on tight, and don't let go. And only the person I'm touching right now, you realize this next thing to be true. No matter how hard you try, you will not be able to find that shoe. You're going to be convinced somebody up here on the stage stole your shoe. You won't hit anybody, you won't kick anybody, but you will not be able to find your shoe no matter how hard you try. No matter where you look, you will not see that shoe. Nod your head if you understand. Okay, perfect. Everyone up on stage on the count of 3, eyes open. 1, 2, and 3, eyes open. Welcome back. Check. Test, test. Is this on? Perfect. And what's your name again? Lindsay. I couldn't help but notice you only have one shoe on.
Ready?
You do. See? Go ahead. You only have a left shoe. Where'd the right shoe go? Did you have both shoes when you came up here? I don't usually check people's feet. Did you have both shoes when you came up?
I did, or I'd be walking crooked.
Yeah. Would you all agree that her shoe is within 3 feet of where she's sitting right now? Yes. But she doesn't believe you. Everybody else has 2 shoes. You've got 1 shoe. Would you agree that her shoe is within 1 foot of where she's sitting right now?
Yes.
Would you agree that it should be very difficult for her to not find her shoe right now?
Yes.
Yes. This is actually a really good sign of deep hypnosis, but it's something we've all done. You guys are laughing, but people that wear glasses, how many times have you walked around the house looking for your glasses and they're on top of your head? Looking for your keys and they're right in your hand. We've all done this. And you do it at work too. You go into work, there's a tall stack of paperwork on the desk. You know you need to get to that paperwork, and yet you completely blank it out, and you go to Facebook, or you're doing something else, you're hanging out at the water cooler, getting coffee, just completely blind to what you should be paying attention to. We all do it. What happened?
You said it's 1 foot, so it's him or him.
Or someplace in between, correct? Was it Lindsay? Lindsay, I'll give you $20 if you can find your shoe right now.
I'll split it with you.
My wife has my wallet, but I think I've got $100 in my wallet. I'll give you $100 if you can find your shoe.
I'll split it with you.
I will give you $2,000 if you can find your shoe right now. Tell you what, the money's off the table. I tap you on the forehead, you suddenly know right where your shoe is. Oh. Let's give Lindsay a big round of applause. Okay, I promise these guys they're positive suggestions, and we're at that part of the show. So if you don't mind, I'm going to just take a few minutes. Everybody take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, sleep all the way down, resting, relaxing deeper and deeper and deeper. And if you do this at home, take 5 minutes, visualize whatever goal it is you want to do. Just kind of do what I'm going to walk these guys through. This is the type of visualization I talk about when I say visualize your goal, and you soon realize you can achieve anything you set for yourself. So just pay attention, and if you want to do this at home, this is exactly what I recommend. Everyone up on stage, I want to thank you for volunteering. You guys have been amazing volunteers. Thank you for allowing me the use of your subconscious minds. Now's the time for me to reward you. If there's anything in your life that you'd like to change, if there are any goals you would like to achieve, now's the time to make that happen. As we've seen today, the subconscious mind is a very playful part of the mind, but it's also the part of the mind where powerful change can happen. All you have to do is create an image in your mind of a future you. So do that right now. Create an image in your mind of a future you having been completely successful at creating whatever change you'd like to create, achieving whatever goal you would like to achieve. Make that image as big, bold, and bright as possible. Make it as big as an 8-story tall IMAX screen. If there's any sound associated with this image, I want you to turn the volume up now and make it crystal clear. I want you to notice every single thing about this image. Notice your posture. Notice the smile on your face. Notice how proud you are of yourself for having made the change, achieving the goal that you wanted to achieve. We're all in charge of our own destinies. Your futures are in your hands. Make wise choices. Make choices that benefit you and benefit the people around you. Just continue to focus and concentrate on this image, asking your subconscious mind to make this image a reality. Practice this visualization technique 5 minutes a day for the next month, and you soon realize that you can achieve any goal you set for yourself. What I'd like you to do right now is step into this image. Look very closely at yourself. Notice how proud you are. Notice your posture. Notice the smile on your face. Now I want you to step into that image of yourself, almost as if you're trying on a new suit. Notice how good it feels. Notice how proud you are of yourself for making this change, achieving this goal. See what the future you sees. Hear what the future you hears. Feel what the future you feels. In just a moment, I'm going to count from 1 up to 5. When I get to 5, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes, feeling fully refreshed, awake, alive, and alert, feeling like you've just had a 4-hour nap. And I want you to bring all those feelings of accomplishment, that feeling of pride, back with you, knowing you can achieve any goal you set for yourself. Just continue focusing and concentrating on that image as I talk to the audience, just asking your subconscious mind to make it a reality. I do want to thank you guys. Let's hear it for our volunteers one more time. Give them a big round of applause. I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation. I heard some laughs, I saw some smiles, so I'm pretty confident that you guys enjoyed the presentation. But more than that, I hope you walk away today and you take at least one of these techniques. Take 2 of the techniques and implement them. I guarantee you if you do, you'll soon realize you can achieve any goal you set for yourself because your goals are right there in front of you. You're going to stay focused, and that focus will keep you motivated. So again, Take one of these techniques, take 2 of them, just put them together, and you'll soon realize you can achieve any goal you set for yourself. Everyone up on stage, I'm just going to count from 1 up to 5. When I get to 5, you're going to open your eyes wide awake, fully refreshed, awake, alive, and alert, feeling amazing. Starting with the number 1, still completely relaxed and feeling wonderful. The number 2, beginning to orient to the room around you, becoming aware of the other sounds and the other people in the room. The number 3, taking a nice deep breath in, filling up your lungs with clean, fresh oxygen. Number 4, your eyes beneath the lids feeling as if they've been bathed in a cool mountain spring. And on the last number, realizing all this applause is for you once more. On 5, eyes open, wide awake, fully refreshed, awake, alive, and alert. Feeling amazing. Rich, thank you so much. Corey, thank you. Susan, thank you. Dennis, thank you. Lindsay, thank you. Corey, thank you. You guys can return to the audience now. Once again, my name is Jack Hirsch. Please enjoy Atlanta for the rest of your stay here. Thank you so much.